Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Learn to have long-standing entrenched relationships between each other or amongst each other in a way that is sustainable, that goes beyond the political jacket that one can do. Political moves, people can move around. You look at Nigeria, people move from PDP to APC, even governors, they can move from one to the other. You guys in the UK, you've got people moving from the Tories to Reform. You've got people moving from Labour to the Lib Dems and all that. So people are able to move like that, but they are still friends. They are still talking. They're still going with each other for holiday and all that, which is very unique in the way that it's not happening in the opposition that we have in Zimbabwe, because it appears it's a I don't know how to describe it, but it's very, very unique to our side. Whereas even in South Africa, you know, for President Ramaphosa, the people that they are no longer working with, whether it's Holomisa or it's Likota, or others, even when he meets people like former President Jacob Zuma, they talk to each other. The other day he was meeting with Mahashule. They meet, they talk, they remind each other of the days they were working together. They are still not working together politically, but they are still able to relate on a social level. When that element is there, it then makes it possible for these people then to work together, even in future or in a unity government, or if they have to help each other for electoral purposes. So I would say, for me, that is the observation that I make. So if there's anything that I think the opposition can learn from other opposition parties in other jurisdictions, it is to say you can differ politically with people that you're working with, but maintain some level of engagement on a social and other levels, or business level, or whatever it is, because you might need each other tomorrow. Because if you vilify others, you are hemorrhaging the vote that you have, because everyone brings their own constituents. Those 2 votes or those 3 votes could be important. That 100 votes could be important. 2008 is a case in point, because the votes that the Mtambara group was able to amass with Simbamakon and others made a difference. But if they had been able to relate on a certain level, then the outcome could have been different at that point. So I just feel that, for me, that is where the issue is. Whereas in the ruling party, there's the ability to, differ politically, and then people can still relate, which enables some of these people either to go back to the party or form whatever party, but get support in other ways. So I don't think it's mistakes. I think it's just a learning process. And you would see that from people like Tendai Biti, who started off with Lupimsha Karara and others, and Lolo and others. They transformed from what was de facto opposition in the 90s to then into what then became the MTC. And the way they carried themselves and related was having learned lessons from what happened before and the institutions that they had been part of before. So that's just my observation. It doesn't mean Uti is right. It's just that, for some of us who report on these things, who talk to all these people in different ways. But then the last thing that I would say is, one thing that I'm happy about with that regards, or that pertains to the people in opposition today, that the majority of them, especially this new young group, appear to be looking after their future. Oxford University is recruiting a lot of them. They are advancing their studies. Quite a number of them are registered to read their PhDs, and some are doing their masters. They are advancing themselves, which means they know they're young, they will have a future, they will contribute to the country, but they seem to be knowing that they need to advance themselves in a good way. And that is good to see. The country needs people who are experienced in politics, but also educated and well traveled. They will bring the experience that they have from Oxford University and Harvard and other places. I think that the country can only benefit from that. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Tamsang Siabongam, for it. So let me go to the next speaker. I'm gonna pick one by one. Talumla, she has been there for a very long time. So
Tamsang, sorry, my apologies. Can you kindly give Comrade Murar, our veteran, opportunity? Maybe he wants to say something before you go.
Thank you
To
very
those who are
much.
requesting,
That's okay.
obviously, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, Comrade Murar, how are you? You are on the speakers. If you feel free to say what you wanna say, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Good evening to you all. How are you?
We are all well,
We are
sir.
all
Thank
well.
you.
Thank you. Firstly, I'm not going to be tempted to respond to what I heard here. I don't think it's necessary. But I can only contribute to what you are saying here, interrogating opposition, how past mistakes can be avoided in future. I don't know at what level do we, or at what stage do we recognize opposition? To me, I would love to call this, how do we do away with toxicism in politics? How all politicians in Zimbabwe realize their mistakes. What are the reasons of this toxicism in politics in Zimbabwe? Because at one point, we are all opposition. Opposition means the two opposing facts or the two opposing objects. So it is not particularly to what you think is opposition today. I come from ZAPU. I've never known any other political party other than ZAPU. I came to ZANU in 1987 because of the Unity Accord of 1987. In the 60s, when I was still young also, there were old people than I was, far older than me. They split after the formation of the ANC. They were together up to ZAPU. And when they formed the PCC, People's Care Council, they split. That is split, the two parties opposed one another. That at the formation of ZANU in 1963. And these opposing views continued up to the 70s and continued up to 1980. they were still opposing one another. So what did we learn from there? What is it that we could avoid? One of the things that, in my view, is more problematic in our country is that when we oppose one another, we tend to oppose and the other one failing to reason or feel defeated in terms of reasoning, we resort to call ourselves by our languages, our regions. That's one of the things that we should learn to say these are some of the mistakes that lead us to be toxic in politics. Instead of having a normal politics, a politics that
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.